the European Union is at crossroads. After 7 years of one of the most crippling crises in recent times, today 120 million people are affected by poverty across the continent. With European elections to be held in May later this year, demonstrating the EU's ability to deliver growth and jobs is paramount to react to growing Euroscepticism and rebuild confidence among Europe's citizens. Finding solutions to these problems was the focus of a summit on the 7th and 8th of March. The event brought together EU leaders as well as regional and local politicians who discussed what must change in the EU's approach to create more opportunities for all. Attracting more than 1,400 participants, the 6th European Summit of Regions and Cities was held in Athens and organised by the Committee of the Regions and the Greek region of Attica, with support by the EU-Greek presidency.
There's no doubt the economic and financial crisis has hit hard citizens' perception of the European project. But it is also true that the crisis has helped to figure out which model of Europe we want for the future.
This was the main message in a declaration on the EU's growth strategy, Europe 2020, by the Committee of the Regions. Only by greater involvement of local government will the EU deliver truly sustainable, smart and inclusive growth. Governor of the Attica region, Ioannis Skouros, argued that this would help tackle the growing disparities across Europe's regions.
The prolonged recession that member states are facing, the unprecedented unemployment, poverty and social exclusion affecting more and more people, all these elements create new challenges both in the local administration and in the European institutions.
The Greek Foreign Affairs Minister, Evangelos Venizelos, openly acknowledged that the crisis was still having serious repercussions for Greece. However, in an impassioned statement, he argued that his country was taking responsibility in addressing its debt.
There's one real achievement. That is the primary surplus that we have had in the Greek budget this year. It gives us the opportunity to say that we are moving towards a more stable financial situation.
The EU is showing some signs of economic growth, and the President of the European Investment Bank argued that the worst phase of the crisis was over.
After 7 years of crisis, we see first signs of recovery almost everywhere in Europe. We see a light at the end of the tunnel, and it seems to be a light that is not a train coming from the opposite direction.
But to maintain momentum in delivering economic growth, local and regional authorities must be seen as key partners in driving Europe forward.
They have a very important role to play in terms of strengthening the social cohesion, in terms of tackling inequalities, amongst other, by the inclusive labour market policy, by enhancing the chances for people to start up enterprises, and by a very active contra-cyclical investment policy.
With the European elections looming, the second day of the summit was devoted to how local and regional governments can fill the gap between the citizens and the EU. Concluding the summit, President of the European Commission, José Manuel Barroso, delivered a passionate closing statement.
The crisis was the result of that irresponsible behavior, accumulation of excessive private debt and public debt. And Europe is part of the solution, not part of the problem. Can we say that everything we have done was right? Probably not. The European Union is not perfect, and we are here to correct many problems. But do not turn your back on Europe.
The summit was a unique opportunity to reflect on the struggles of the recent past, to reconsider current challenges and to shape shared solutions. To get Europe back on track by creating more jobs, improve competitiveness and restore confidence about the European project among citizens.